The other big announcement is around the work we're doing around agents. And so that ability, again, with all the announcements we're doing this week around Microsoft 365, Copilot, Agent 365, and all the work we're doing around governance,
Right.
now we'll work with Databricks Genie, which is Databricks' AI agent. And that ability to kind of have agents compose with agents to solve real-world problems, I think is what every organization is looking for. And it really unlocks a tremendous amount of value.
Yeah, and I think what I'm hearing from you too is that you all are listening to the customer. You're giving the customer what they want, also what they need, right? Which is super important. So Ali, talk to me a little bit about how this all comes together, right? What is the product experiences that customers can have from this? And then what can you show us here?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, more than me talking about it, maybe we could just look at the demo.
Take us through,
Yeah, so, okay, so if we next look at the screen here, so what we're looking at here is Unity Catalog, which is the central place where you set up all the governance of Azure Databricks. So you can have all your data there, all of your models, all of your unstructured data. But what we're doing now here is that we've actually set up, you can see here we're clicking on one lake, and one lake is now seamlessly available, zero copy mirrored in, and you can see it in Unity Catalog. We also have SAP Azure Databricks here, so we can see actually data that we have from SAP. Could be ERP data that you have, and it's stored here. So we've set up all our data in Unity Catalog. We've governed it. We have access to OneLake data. We have access to SAP data. So next, let's start asking some questions from this data. Okay. So what we're going to do next is that we're going to go in, and this is Genie. So Genie lets you now select tables that you have in Unity Catalog. So it could be in OneLake, it could be in SAP. And you can start asking questions in English from the data. So I'm just going to select one of these that's there, and we're going to ask a question about this VAT receipts here. But what's really interesting about it is it now actually will construct queries for you as if it was an analyst, and it will give you the answers without hallucinating. So you can see here, it's giving you the dollar amounts. Now, the great thing is you can always bring in a subject matter expert that can look at the query if you want. And it can edit the query, and it can make sure that query, that there are no errors in it. And if they fix it, it'll remember it, and it'll get smarter over time. You can, of course, click here. You can see it's actually extracted all these English descriptions about all the information that you have in Unity Catalog. So it's used generative AI to describe that. And you can, of course, go and add your own instructions in English if you want to make the room smarter. So you can add more sort of things that you think can guide it better.
Yeah, we like smarter.
Yeah, so that's Genie, and now we have Genie there. We can ask questions about it in English. But what if we also have a bunch of unstructured data? So here we're going to build an agent next in Agentbricks. So this is a knowledge assistant that's running on OneLake, you can see, and inside of it we can set it up and configure it so that it has access to these CFO notes and some financial documents. And we can debug it here on the right, so you can see how it would be. If we ask it in English questions, it can now actually go and interrogate that unstructured data. It thinks through it, it comes up with a plan, and then, of course, give you the answers. But the nice thing about the answers that it gives you is that you can actually get receipts, and you can actually see where did it get exactly this information from, and you can start iterating on that quality. So we can see here it's extracted information from these PDFs. And the best part of this is that you can actually now give it instructions to tune it so that it gets smarter over time. Okay, so that's just, now we have two ways of asking questions. Let's say we want to put together a multi-agent system. So let's say we want to string together multiple of these agents. So this is a multi-agent supervisor that we're looking at here. So we have our unstructured data, we have our structured data. At the bottom also, we're giving the access to just search. So we're giving it an MCP server that it can actually just go off to and do web search on. So now you have an agent that can both interrogate the structured data, generating SQL queries for you automatically, the unstructured data, and if there's something it doesn't know, it can actually go off to the web and search the web for that information. So let's give it a try. So we ask a question again in English, but now the multi-agent supervisor will figure out a strategy and see where can it best find this information out of these three sort of agents that we've given it. So you can see here, this shows you actually the queries that it's going to make, so that we can actually debug them again and making sure that they're doing it the right way. And if the answers are not what we want, we can actually go ahead and look at how we actually received those. So let's look at the traces. And you can see the details of the traces, all the agents that were called, all the invocations. You can actually debug them and make sure that they're doing it the right way. You can look at the timeline here. On the x-axis, you can see how long it took. And if there's something that took too long, you can fix that and make the agent just perfect for that use case that you have. So that's how this works. But what I'm really excited about is here, when we put it all together inside Microsoft next. So what we've done now is we take Genie, we put it inside Copilot Studio, and we actually integrated it into Teams. So we should be able to now ask all of these agents directly in Teams the questions that we have. And it'll actually go through, again, governed by Unity Catalog, ensuring the correctness that we just iterated through, and it can do that for you. But the best part of that, all of this is available right now. But what's coming next is that you'll be able to actually take these agents and put them in Agent 365. And that way you can have digital coworkers inside Office that you can actually talk to. And they're routing your questions to the right agent for the right job. And it'll just be available there for you, seamlessly integrated into Azure ecosystem, part of my Microsoft 365.